everyone. Hope you guys could hear me. Really apologize about yesterday's stream. I don't know what happened. It just ended abruptly. I literally had to reinstall OBS on my computer. I don't know what the hell happened. But I guess just want to continue off from where we left off. Um, Basically, we're talking about this Lazarus anime that was pretty hyped up ever since it was revealed last year. I always had my suspicions about it. This was an anime created by the creator of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe. Very well known in the anime community. Really made a name for himself. Obviously, he may have created this series, but he did not write it in terms of like the story aspect. That was written by people in Hollywood. Um, from I don't know if it was from the John Wick director himself or maybe a team of writers that he had. Um, but yeah, I just want to continue off from where we left off. So I'll just probably skim through this video to talk about like certain strong points about it. But basically, you'll understand why I this anime will be forgotten and no one's going to talk about it whatsoever. Basically, it's another flashy, very well animated series about nothing. So let's rewatch this. Let me just skim through it.
Let down the most by was Lazarus, it being a story crafted by Watanabe, someone who I am a fan of, Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop being one of my favorite animes of all time, and Spike Spiegel being top 5 favorite characters the same. A character whom I've learned lessons from about you don't make videos discussing anime I don't like because I simply just don't watch them. But for this video, I want to use Lazarus as an example. This wasn't made for me.
Listen.
So this is the scene right here where solidified that this was a series that you can tell was definitely created here in the West. In terms of the writing aspect, the creation of it was made in Japan in terms of the animation production, but in terms of the writing, the script, definitely here in the West. And this scene will explain everything.
Wasn't made for me.
Listen, I'm a transgender woman with a record who's also gone through bankruptcy.
Back when I was an academic researcher, a guy said to me, there will never be a Black Einstein, and that it was impossible for people like us to win a Nobel Prize, no matter how hard we tried.
I mean,
So this anime was streaming on, well, it was premiering on Adult Swim on the Saturday nights, and then it'll probably be like on HBO Max the next day, most likely. That's really how they do stuff. But it looks like this was produced by Warner Bros. Because I believe Warner Bros. They own Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, so most likely this was produced by them. And they poured a lot of money into this, obviously, judging from the way the animation looks, and not to mention the studio that they picked. Studio Mappa, for those of you who don't know, it's a studio that been really making a name for themselves in the industry. Started with The God of High School, then JJK, Chainsaw Man. They picked up Vinland Saga, Attack on Titan from Wit Studio. They also done Hell's Paradise, and they also done other works as well. They've done a few films. Right now, they're currently working on the Chainsaw Man film that's releasing later this year. So a lot of work under their plate, and obviously, judging from the animation style and the amount of episodes that this series released, obviously this was planned for quite a while. It was revealed last year, but this was most likely planned like from a very long time. I would say maybe 2021, 2022. That's rumors about this been going around. But yeah, obviously, money well spent in terms of the animation quality. The writing quality is a different story, but obviously, from that first clip, you obviously see why. So,
sounded like typical current day Hollywood writing. Let's talk about how much we're oppressed, treating dialogue like a TED Talk to lecture the audience with, something I go to anime to avoid. But even before,
and I would arguably say this is probably one of the first very few anime to do this in terms of like preaching to your audience and throwing propaganda at them. I watched a series. I think that was probably like the main scene where it showed that propaganda bullshit. Other scenes, the reason why other scenes what just made it bad is that the story just was all over the place and nothing was connecting. But you don't really see this too much in anime. This is like the first one. You mainly see it in more Western properties. Like video games is a big one. For those of you who played the recent Dragon Age game, I think a lot of you know what I'm talking about, or if you've seen those clips. But that is like the most like really on the nose, like preaching to your audience, accept who I am type of game that released recently that just really really just bashes the fans. And I just don't understand how people like this work in industries like this, because I feel like in order for you to work for these industries, this is my personal opinion, you have to be a fan of the properties. You can't just be a fan. I'll say this. You either have to be a fan or you want to make money. Granted, like even though some individuals who like are in this just to make money, they don't make maybe the right decisions in terms of a artistic aspect. But if you want to make money and you like give a fuck about this, then obviously yeah, then I feel like you're fine to work in these industries. But if you're just in it because you're like, oh, we don't want to cater to this certain fan base because this fan base is toxic, too masculine, people like that, red flag, and they need to be removed immediately, because that's especially what's going on in gaming and in Hollywood right now, and in American comics. That's why I just pray to God that things like this. I mean, obviously, I don't believe this is gonna like get far in the anime industry, but censorship and localization is a thing, and time will tell on how far that goes. But let's continue. I just want to skim through to where I left off.
When I saw the world of Lazarus in the first episode, I just wasn't impressed. To me, it looked like New York 15 or 20 years into the future, which is something I'm not interested in seeing, but that's just me personally, not a general point. So I wouldn't be mad if you disagree with that. But it's not like I'm against seeing stories that takes place in the future. Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I loved. That aesthetic I was fascinated with throughout that show, looking like Blade Runner, which I'm a fan of. I just don't care to watch.
After this, I do have like a little teaser right here they released for the next Cyberpunk series. I do want to play that after this.
Anything that looks like a modern day American aesthetic or anything close to it, maybe with a few exceptions like Great Pretender. So when this article says westernization will deprive anime of its soul, something I heavily look forward to when I'm watching, I kind of know what they mean. And that's something I immediately noticed was lacking in the first episode. Yes, I mainly watch anime because the unfamiliar world of Japanese architecture, street layouts, interior designs, fashion, and humor that is well expressed not only in the dialogue but in the animation itself. But even when they tackle stories in the Western world, they still do a flawless job maintaining the...
I said this before, talking to a coworker about this. The Japanese, especially when it comes to like writing quote unquote certain characters, like for example like a gay character, the Japanese know how to write gay characters better than the West. Because the West, the way they write gay characters, especially if you ever watch like a show on CW, literally when there's a gay character, like literally off the bat, they want you to know that they're gay, one, and two, their whole personality is just them being gay. They have no personality. The Japanese, they give these characters layers. Like for example, there's a character, an anime series called Agami Ka Kill. There was an interesting character, I forgot his name. Very cool character. Mind you, he was gay, but throughout the entire series, you had no idea. You literally forget that this dude is gay because he was just written so well. He had goals, he had a personality, and like he respected the main character. He didn't belittle the main character in any way. He wasn't, lusting after him, anything like that. He was just a really well-written character. And I feel like Hollywood just refuses to do that because they just want you, the audience, to understand like what this character is like in terms of their sexuality, when mind you, a person's sexuality does not define their character. But Apparently, that's what Hollywood believes. Same thing with race and skin color. But yeah, let's continue.
That anime feel to it, where you know a Japanese creator did this. For instance, when I watched Steam Boy taking place in London and England, despite the setting it takes place in, I still got the soul of anime that was
This is the one thing I love about anime that was made like in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Like it just has that feel. It just feels more because you can tell like this was like I believe this was like done on paper and stuff, so it just feels more fluid. Because anime now is just I just feel like it's too flashy, in my opinion. It doesn't it lost its fluidity of like how things move. I feel like the most recent project I watched that had a similar fluidity, excuse me, like this fluid movement was probably Pluto. Pluto did a really good job of like bringing back that '90s, early 2000s feel of anime. Very well, very great anime, by the way. Very amazing story. Highly suggest people watch Pluto if you have Netflix. It's based off an arc from Astro Boy. Really amazing story.
put into it. That plus Axel seemed too much like a ripoff of Spike. Certain jokes didn't land for me, and I really didn't care for the
Yeah, yeah. This guy literally was like a ripoff of Spike, like Spike slash Mugen a little bit. It was kind of like a ripoff.
or parkour scenes. I feel like they put that in there just to show the viewer, look, doesn't this animation look cool and fluid? Makes you want to watch more, doesn't it? And I don't know, it just seemed a little unnecessary and forced to me. And it's something I got a better sense of when Watanabe commented on the action in a recent interview. Watanabe admits this is a first for him, working
Yeah, he said that he hasn't worked on a series in like a years. Um, I think he said the last one he worked on was Shampoo. Shampoo was like over 20 years ago. So he had to like I think he reached out to like people from the West to like understand like certain trends of what's happening right now. So that's one of the main reasons why that stupid bullshit line was in there in episode 3. Um, but obviously you can already tell who wrote who wrote that line in there. So I still say he should have never done that. I feel like if you wanted to like understand certain trends right now, he shouldn't have never reached out to people in the West and just reach out to like fellow colleagues, maybe current artists and animators who are like working in the industry now, or just talk around your town in Japan. I just feel like he should have done that. Talking to people in the West, obviously you're gonna hear some bullshit, especially if you're talking to people in Hollywood.
on an actual action series in over 20 years. He knew he needed assistance to get his vision caught up with the current vibes. He brought in John Wick director Chad Stahelski, I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name, I already know I am, to help crank up the action scenes. Now, for me, I view this as an unnecessary approach for the type of creator I see Watanabe as. The kind of
Exactly.
viewer Watanabe attracts with his works are more interested in story, his humor, the characters offer and bring, and also the character dynamics of different personalities interacting with each other. You're not attracting somebody who's only interested in action scenes from a mainstream anime. To be honest, from all the action scenes I've seen of Lazarus, including clips online, none of them come close to Spike vs. Mad Pierrot, that crazy guy.
I'm gonna have to watch this fight again because I don't know what it is. I think it was just like the build of the guy. I just found to be really annoying. Like I just hate his build, and he was getting his ass whooped. He's like a fucking balloon. Like it just got me. Really oh man, I missed this series, man. But God, I hated this guy. I really hated this guy from the episode. But I'm not gonna lie, he did work. Spike. I'm not gonna lie.
And though it wasn't the most flashy, there was something to that scene that had so much personality, style, and weight to it that it sticks with you decades later. Even the color tint is still vivid in my mind. He also says, in the past, proof that the anime industry must stay loyal to its spirit rather than falling prey to westernization. The industry has always been celebrated for its unique storytelling and cultural depth. However, now it faces a growing threat due to Western influence. Even a series like Lazarus, which the legendary Watanabe created.
And I totally agree. I've seen articles already before. Like the author of Vinland Saga, amazing series by the way. Highly suggest you guys check it out. The series is coming to an end soon. One of the, I think it was the president of Studio Pierrot, the studio that animated Bleach, Naruto. I believe he was a president or a producer. They both came out and said that they would never bend the knee to Western ideals when it comes to creativity. And I 100% respect them for that, because I feel like here, especially in the West, things just gotten like really out of hand. Like I said before, I think it's just one thing for sure, like because TV is not as mature as it was back in the day. Like I remember back in the just growing up back in the late '90s, early 2000s, like TV was just more mature in my opinion. I feel like we as kids were just a bit more mature. We knew right from wrong. Like even look, if you take a look at even like certain like education shows, I look at Arthur, like Arthur back in the day, compared to Arthur like when it was running like during the past like 10 years, completely different night and day. Like I remember one of my favorite episodes of Arthur as a kid growing up. They did a parody of South Park and Beavis and Butthead. Like I swear to God, you guys could search this up. Like there's an episode they're like writing for like a TV contest, and they literally went out of the way to like do an animated parody of Beavis and Butthead and South Park in that episode. Like one of my favorite episodes. Like Arthur back in the day was just amazing, man. Like the first 3 seasons of Arthur is some of the best television ever, man. Honestly.
Has fallen prey to westernization. This series has become a lightning rod for criticism, along with anime like Uzumaki and Ninja Kamui. These projects were heavily shaped by the demands of American production companies, which the industry must resist to preserve its authenticity. Man, I swear you would think this guy's watching my videos, because I agree with everything he just said. Fans have criticized Lazarus for its horrendous writing, poor pacing, and lackluster plot. Was the anime well choreographed and well animated?
Like this is similar to like my last two when I was talking about Daredevil. Every episode of this series for Lazarus literally did not push the story forward whatsoever. Every episode just felt different, adding in new plot details, something that's just random, doesn't push the plot forward, and it was just unnecessary. Adding in new things to the story that was just irrelevant, and I was just like, why are they adding this to the story? Like, what relevance does that have to do with anything? Like I remember that scene where they introduced like the assassin, and for some reason they want to go fill into the backstory of the assassin, like absolutely random, and literally they're trying to like say the assassin has to do with the character, and it's just like where are they trying to take this? Where are they going with this? Like no relevance, and then he dies, and it was just like, what was the point of that?
Sure, but did that help it? No. Fans have been lamenting the failure of Lazarus on social media platforms, with some of them pointing fingers at a few executives like Jason DeMarco.
So Jason DeMarco, I heard his name throughout the years. He's one of the minds behind Toonami on Cartoon Network. He's one of the main reasons why it was able to come back after it got canceled back in 2008. I think it was 2008, 2007. So he's one of the minds behind Toonami. He's one of the minds making some of these decisions. Some are good, some are bad. I believe he was part of the. I believe he was one of the minds to help bring back Samurai Jack to finish off the series. I believe. Someone can fact check me on that. And also he's been pushing for more content on Toonami, like for the anime stuff, anime original series. So there is some good in there, but at the same time, I kind of see why fans would point fingers at him, because he is technically the head of Toonami right now, and he's approving all this stuff they're doing. So got to keep that in mind.
And that's a sentiment I share to the fullest. Yes, animation is a huge part of anime having a signature art style, but that's not the sole reason why I watch anime, especially one like Cowboy Bebop. There's so much more that goes into it that gets diluted the more these Japanese creators involve themselves with Western companies that don't have a clue. The fact that we must acknowledge is that all these projects have been backed by American companies like Adult Swim and Warner Bros., and thus have been created in a way to resonate with Western audiences. What this does is that it kills anime's spirit and cultural nuances in an attempt to be more marketable to Western audiences. Western producers and executives, however, are trained to create a show that feels like a Hollywood blockbuster, and this goal makes them ignore the factors that make anime unique and appealing.
And I honestly agree with them, because these Western companies, they try to come in and literally try to water down like what the culture that the Japanese bring into the productions. Like, for example, just imagine like Studio Ghibli, highly known studio, right, for all their works. Just imagine if the West had like a hand in creating some of their properties. Well, I can't even say they're like back in the day. Let's say like right now. Like, what's the recent property? What was it? The Boy and the Heron? I think that was the recent Studio Ghibli.
Was in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, early too. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I'm still looking forward to anything new Watanabe creates. He's given me good memories watching Cowboy Bebop with my dad and brother. Samurai Champloo is the reason I started making AMVs in the first place. RIP Nujabes.
Man, Samurai Champloo was ahead of its time. Like, I love Cowboy Bebop. I really have respect for it, but for me, Samurai Champloo, I think it's the main reason is because of the music score. Like you said, R.I.P. Ninjabi is like, Ninjabi is one of the main reasons why we have lo-fi today. Oh man, I remember back when I was a kid. I think my brother had like he had like a little iPod with like a lot of Ninjabi songs on it. Man, like this man, he really started a trend. Man, I believe the rapper who did the opening song for Samurai Champloo, he's still around today. I've seen a few interviews of him, but he really started a trend ahead of its time. I'm just really happy I grew up in the time I did, man. So many memories. I'll give anything just to go back. But yeah, I wanted to play this video. Wanted to finish this off from the other day. Like I said, very educational and really telling us what's going on in the industry. I really hope things change for the better. Like, as much as anime is growing, I still strongly believe that we have to gatekeep certain ideals from it, mainly gatekeep it from Hollywood and people who just do not like the medium. They're just coming in just to put in their Western slop into it. That's something I'm just really critical about. But yeah, great video from Monte Sensei. Give him a follow. Before we move on, I do want to look into this. They released like a teaser trailer for Cyberpunk. I just want to take a look at it really quick. I don't want to get copyright striked again. So it will be by Studio Trigger. And so it confirms, because I remember when this ended, a lot of people were saying that maybe David survived. Like, nah, they confirmed like he's dead. Like, he's dead. And Lucy's still alive. Yeah, the Night City still lives on. So this is another collaboration with CD Projekt Red. From what I saw from the image, it's going to be a new character. It looked like he was holding like a camera. I think, yep, there he is. So I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but this is basically going to be the new character. So it looks like, yep, it's going to be on Netflix. So it looks like they're turning, because of the success of the first anime was really successful. It looks like they're turning this into an anthology type of anime series. I'm guessing If they continue on with another season, I'm guessing each season's is gonna show like a new main character. I have no idea if they're gonna show anyone like any of the old characters from the previous season. Well, technically all the characters died except for Lucy. I don't know if she'll have like a cameo or something in this. Another thing too is the timeline. We don't know if this is obviously this is gonna take place after David's death. We just don't know how far along it's gonna be. So, yeah, I'm interested. And plus, I love Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger has done amazing work throughout the years. Um, for those you don't know, Studio Trigger is a lot of the animators at Studio Trigger. They used to work for a older studio called Studio Gainax. Gainax is basically like, I guess you could say it was like pre-Studio Trigger. Some of my favorite series were Mahomatic, Madoka Box. They really need to pick up Madoka Box and continue off that series, man. Um, they also did Gurren Lagann. So really amazing studio. But yeah, that was really good. That was really good. I can't wait for this to come out. It's in production now. Most likely, um, this is probably gonna be like maybe like a year and a half production to the animation and everything. This won't come out till I'll probably have to say like late 2027. That's where I'm aiming at. This is not coming out next year because they're saying now it's in production. I don't see this releasing next year. And plus, Steel Trigger, they have other projects too. Like I know they're still working on Delicious and Dungeon. I know they're still working on that because they did confirm that there's going to be another season. So I don't see this coming out next year. Next year we'll probably get like maybe like a trailer, like a teaser trailer of like how Night City's going to look now and the characters and like the main character and stuff. But like I said, I don't see this releasing till like 2027. 2027, early 2028, the latest. But yeah, yeah. So are you guys gonna be watching this? Say in the chat if you are. And then another thing I want to get to before I go back into my drawing is there was something that released. Shoku Tensei animation. So a studio did like a fan animation of something from Mushoku Tensei. This is basically going to be like the next arc for Mushoku Tensei, and they did like a full on animation project, like a fan made animation project. Um, it was really good. I just wanted to watch it with you guys because they really went in on this. I believe this is a Chinese animation studio. I believe this is where it's at. Because most of this animation I see them do, they usually do like short tidbit animations for like certain mobile games. But let's take a look at this because this was really well done. I've seen clips of this around, but I want to take a watch with you guys. I hope I don't get copyright strike. Let me just keep the volume low. Let me full screen this. So yeah, this is turning. Oh shit! Damn. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did a really good job. This Chinese studio did a really good job on this. Mind you, this is a fan and this is fan made. This is not from Studio Bind. If you look at this and look at what Studio Bind did, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. I'm not gonna lie. They did a really good job. They went in on this. Oh, okay, so I remember this. So this is like his future self. So the things that he just saw already happened for him. So he's telling him. I remember this from I remember reading about this. So he's telling him like what to do in order to stop that from happening. Because what just happened is like literally he just saw like his wives died. So he's trying to prevent that from happening. His wives and his family from dying. Yeah, so that was all Jane. Damn, yeah, damn. This, yo, look at the line quality and the lighting. Man, they did a really good job on this. They did a really good job on this. And those are his two wives. So the elf is his childhood friend. That's his first wife. The girl with the blue hair, she was his teacher that taught him how to use magic. Um, they got married. They got they he accepted her. They accepted her into the family last season. Can't wait for the third season, man. This is a really good series. So I'm guessing there's no subtitles, so most likely I'm guessing they don't really know like what's going on, but they know something's going on with him, but he's like afraid to tell them. Because I guess he's trying to like change the events of history. That way it doesn't happen. So he's trying to change certain things. Um, they did a really good job on this animation, man. This is fan made. This is fan made, by the way. This is not from the official studio. This is not from Studio Bind. So here I'm guessing he's asking her for her help to try to take down Orsted. Yeah, the last time he met Orsted when he was a kid. So now he's like developed. All right, so yeah, he's developing a plan to like take down Orsted because he has to fight him. I wonder, is this studio gonna get sued for this? Because this is technically going to be the next season. I just realized that. Are they gonna get sued for this? Are they gonna get in trouble? Because everything they're showing is what's gonna happen next in the next season. Because they already confirmed the season 3. So, it's kind of interesting. I wonder. So right now they're building him like a suit of armor so he can fight Orsted. Bro, this is literally like a full-blown episode I'm watching right now. So that's his mom. That's his maid. That's the family's maid. His sister. That's his stepsister. That's her daughter. That's her daughter because his dad. That's his first wife, and that's technically his second wife. So I think he's like having like a meal with them, I guess, like quote unquote one last time before he goes into battle with Orsted. Highly recommend you guys watch this series. Mushoku Tensei. Highly recommend it. One of the best isekais you'll ever watch. When it comes to isekais, it's literally this and ReZero for me. I heard things about the Slime series. I haven't gotten into it yet. But for me personally, in terms of story, I gotta give it to this series and ReZero. Arguably, I might like this one better than ReZero. I'm not gonna lie in terms of the story, because I just love the development of his character. He lost his arm last season. That's one of the main reasons why I like the series over ReZero, is because ReZero, he can die as many times as he wants and just start over at a certain point. Him, he can't. He doesn't have that luxury. He's going into a death battle tomorrow. He's not sure if he's gonna come back. Saying goodbye to his wives. I haven't seen this dude since season 1. This guy, man, this guy is a problem. This guy is a problem. Think he's like basically like some sort of like dragon god. This dude is a problem. The dude literally almost killed them in the first season, bro. When Rudius was just a kid. It's the armor. Made like a minigun for his armor. Wow, he blew. Wow. Look how hard he's going just to try to kill this dude. Minigun. Dude tanked all those attacks he threw at him. Jesus. Dude's tanking all of this. Wow. He's getting too happy. He's getting too happy. Shit. They did a good job on. Oh, he lost his arm. Damn, he lost. Nah, he lost both of his arms. Shit. So I think he's telling him. So he's the dragon god, and he has beef with the man god. So I think he originally he attacked him like when he was a kid because he worshipped he was cool with the man god, but it turns out the man god is on some. The man god is the true evil one. Orsted, I wouldn't say Orsted is evil, but obviously he has beef with him. But he's basically like pleading with him. So basically everything he's doing right now, reason why Rude is fought him is because the man god told him to, or if he doesn't, he'll kill his family. So he's like trying to tell him like, don't fight the man god. He doesn't want to lose his family or anything. Yeah, they did a really good job, though. This production team did a really good job on this. This is fan made. Let's keep that in mind. This is not from the official studio. He's pleading with him like don't kill his family. Oh yeah, this is the first. So, this is when he was a kid. This is the first girl he went on adventures with. Um, and she's gonna be his third wife. And she's the first girl he's been with romantically. This is like the first girl he's been with. But she left because I guess she felt like she was like too weak to be around him. Because Rudis was pretty strong as a kid. He always ended up having to protect her, so she left on her own so she can train and get stronger for like years. But yeah, really good fan animation project, man. They went in on this, man. They went in on this. Holy shit, man. They went in. I really can't wait for this next season, man. I really can't wait. I know Studio Mind's going to do a great job. The next thing I want to look up, before I go into inking, I do want to look at this really quick, because it looks like something just released. So, they released a little PV trailer for the Fist of the North Star remake. I want to look at this really quick. Fist of the North Star, I remember watching this as a kid. I guess they're doing like a remake or something. I don't know if this is going to be like a series or like a film they're doing. But I want to take a look at this. I hate that they're using CG animation for certain parts. What studio's doing this? Oh, it's CG. It kind of killed the hype. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of killed the hype. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it kind of killed the hype. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was gonna be like from the PV image they showed. It looked like it was gonna be like 2D, but I'm not gonna lie. This kind of killed it. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, so it's gonna be an anime. I mean, the CG animation really kind of killed it. I'm not gonna lie. Damn. I kind of wish they just done traditional 2D animation. Kind of disappointed. Not gonna lie. Okay. And oh yeah, and I want to look at Clockwork Girl too. Let's look at this. This will be the last one I look at. Try to stab her leg. So I guess she's like some sort of android. And the water looks... That water is so detailed. Jesus, look at that. Oh, so this is going to be a movie. I'm interested in this. This looks very interesting. I actually lied. There's one more thing I want to look at. You already know I have to look at this. This Chainsaw Man movie, man, this is going to be a day one for me. I actually have the first part one set of Chainsaw Man in my manga collection. This arc just goes in, man.
はマキマさんが見つけてくれた。だから俺の心はマキマさんだけのもんだ。でも体が勝手に。
I feel like they changed the animation style a bit from season one. Not gonna lie, it looks kind of different.
あったよ。
ありました。
ケンジ君みたいな面白い人初めて。私の名前レゼ。
落ちた。好きな人が2人できちまったよ。
I hope they're able to adapt the full arc in this movie. I forgot how many chapters this arc was, but this movie's gonna be insane.
誰だと思う？
レンジ君、私の他に好きな人いるでしょ。
Oh man, this scene was insane, man, in the manga. This was an insane scene right here. Not gonna spoil anything, but this is literally what initiates this movie, this arc right here.
バン。
あいつに天井をやるわけにはいかない。
ボン。死ぬ覚悟はずっとできてる。私たちの戦い方ってのを教えてあげる。教えてもらおうか。
Yeah, this comes out in October in Japan. No, actually, this comes out in September in Japan. So we'll be able to watch it basically on Halloween here in the States. Yeah, I'm in there day one. I'm watching this movie day one, man. I'm watching this movie day one. I need to catch up on the manga too. I haven't been reading it in a while. I've been reading other stuff. But yeah, Chainsaw Man is one of the few series to come out in a while that really changed the way we see shonen manga. Even though I would argue that Chainsaw Man is not a shonen series. When you look at the themes and look at the story, it's just in a shonen magazine, but it's not a shonen story in terms of the structure. One of the few series, in my opinion, to be so popular without a manga, without an anime for a while. Before this anime was even announced, this series was really popular. But yeah, I'm really happy for Fujimoto with his success. I really hope they turn Fire Punch into a series. I honestly would rather they do that into like a film series, but yeah, I really like Fujimoto's work. If you haven't seen the short film Look Back, that's one of his movies. Really, really good film. Highly recommend you guys look into it. I think it's on Amazon Prime. If you have Prime, you can watch it. It's a really good, heartfelt movie. But yeah, just wanted to watch those videos really quick. Now, what time is it? I have some time left. Not sure if I have time to ink this. Because I did want to ink this from what I drew the other day. I don't know if I have time. I do have something to do in the next hour. Thinking right now, because I don't want to just start it and then hold off on it. Unless I just dedicate one stream to just drawing this one out. I think I just might do that instead. You know what? Actually, I think I'll just do that instead. Yeah, I think I'll just end it here for now. Yeah, stream for an hour. I think I'll just end it here for now. Yeah, the next stream I'll just focus on drawing this and finishing this artwork. Let me just give you guys a quick reminder of the characters I drew so far. I'm still working on Makoto. By the way, this is from Don Machi. Actually, let me bring up something really quick. Series from what I'm drawing from is from Don Machi. This is a series that I'm drawing it from. Right here. This is the best example of most of the characters. Um, Really underrated series. It's a fantasy series. I'm surprised it wasn't talked about this year. Season 5 was pretty good. I arguably say season 4 was probably the best season for this series. Really good season. Um, but yeah, this is what I'm working on. The main character. This is the main character. Where's a good picture of him? This is the main character. His name is Bell Cornell. Um, Show you like where he is right here. Bell's right here. So this is him right here. Um, this is him right here. Where's a bigger picture of them? Yeah, that's Bell Cornell, and this is his goddess, Hestia. I drew Hestia already. Right here. Here she is. Um, Bell Cornell and Hestia, and I'm just drawing his other guild members as well. Um, he is part of the Hestia Familia. There's other gods in this. Most of them come from like Greek mythology, and I believe some Norse mythology in there too, and some Japanese. But most of the gods are from Greek mythology. But yeah, I'm drawing these characters. I'm drawing their guild. Um, I really enjoy this series. Like I said, season 4 is probably the best season. Um, See, the last season wasn't bad too. Like she was a really good villain. She was a really good villain. But I still say season 4 was the best one so far. Here's a scene from season 4. Really dope season. But yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Leave a like, follow, join the Discord. Everything you need will be in the description. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. There's the Wave Blur, and signing out.